Welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and today we are in full-blown preparation mode. And so I'm going to share with you one of our favorite family recipes for cranberry cream salad, and we'll get started in just a moment. So years ago, over the holidays, I used my mother's recipe for cranberry salad. And it was a very typical one where you grind up the cranberries and you chop apples and celery, and then you put the cranberries and the apples and the celery in a Jell-O mixture and add nuts, and then you cut it in squares and serve it at the Thanksgiving table with a little dollop of whipped cream on it. And that took a lot of prep work. And so once I started having my children and we had a house full of kids, I decided that that salad was just too much work, took too much time. And about the same time, I got this recipe from a friend, and I have adapted it just a little bit. So this salad is very easy to make. It doesn't take very much time. The prep is very easy, and it sits overnight in the refrigerator, so you don't have any last-minute preparation going on. So here are the ingredients. This is 1 pound of fresh cranberries that I have washed and sorted. I'm still looking in case there are any that still need to be picked out of here. Then it takes a can of crushed pineapple. Now I have already put the crushed pineapple in a strainer because I want it draining, and so that's right here in the sink. It's just about finished. And then it takes 1 cup of sugar and a couple of cups of marshmallows, and lots of times I will put in extra. This is a heaping 2 cups of mini marshmallows, and you can put in as many as you want. And then the matrix for all of this is heavy whipping cream. You whip the whipping cream until it's very stiff, and you add a little bit of vanilla, and I am going to open up this is the seal is still in place. This is pure vanilla, and this is from Penzeys Spices. So pure vanilla is not cheap, and so I'm guarding this. This is like gold, but I want this lovely vanilla flavor in my salad. And then it takes a couple of tablespoons of extra sugar for the whipping cream. So to get started, we're just going to use the food processor, and we are going to chop up the cranberries. And chopping up cranberries is a whole lot easier than running them through a food grinder that I used to do when I made my mother's recipe. So we're going to chop these until they are quite fine. Here we go. So there are various sizes in here, and all of these sizes are perfectly okay. So I'm just going to take my scraper and scrape these little cranberry bits now. Well, this blade came out, so I can just put that back in a moment. Put these in the bowl. And this prep takes all of about 5 minutes, maybe 7. And we'll finish up. Whoops, there's a reject. The rest look fine. Now, I'm not sure that fresh cranberries still come in 1 pound packages. Jim got me these at Costco, and they were, it's a 2 pound package, and I just weighed out 1 pound. So, if you can only get 12 ounces of cranberries in a package, you can do it with 12 ounces too. So the rest of the cranberries are in here. And now we're going to dump in the pineapple, and this is just 1 can of crushed pineapple. And I'm going to stir this around with 1 cup of sugar. And this is the base for the salad. Now what is going to happen over the next 2 hours is we're just going to let this sit out on the countertop. And the sugar will draw all of the moisture, a lot of the moisture out, because the matrix is whipped cream and we do not want that whipped cream diluted, and so we're going to pull a lot of the moisture out, and sugar does that. So I'm going to put the lid on and just leave this right here on the countertop, and we're going to just let it sit for 2 hours. So we'll be back when this is all ready and I'll show you what to do next. It has been 2 hours now, and let's take a look at our salad to see how things are going. Take a look at all of this liquid. So that sugar has really pulled out a lot of moisture from the pineapple and the cranberries. Now, since we don't want that moisture in the salad, I'm just going to spoon this over into a strainer and let it drain into the sink for just a couple of minutes. Okay. So while that drains, here are the other parts to the salad. We have 2 heaping cups of marshmallows, and feel free to add more if you'd like. So we're going to put those in, and then in between my other tasks during this past 2 hours, I whipped up the pint of whipping cream, and I just want to show you how stiff this is. It really holds peaks. And then my original recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar. I usually put powdered sugar in, and I need to put a little bit more powdered sugar, so I probably put about 3 not heaping, but 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar in. And so I'm just going to spoon this right over the top of the marshmallows. Get all the cream out that I can. Oh, I have my hot bread pans over there, or the Dutch ovens that I use to bake my bread, so I want to stay away from the sink. So, most of the juice is drained out of this now. Still a little bit left. And of course we're losing some of the sugar with this juice that is dripping out, and that's fine because we have plenty of other sweeteners. Now, I also put a teaspoon of vanilla in with the whipped cream, and always do your whipped cream to taste. I always taste the whipped cream before I actually finish it off to make sure that it's sweet enough and it has enough vanilla. And so then the last part is just to fold everything in together. This salad is a very light textured salad, of course, because of the whipped cream. And it's such a nice complement to the other heavy side dishes and main dishes that we have on our Thanksgiving or holiday table. The turkey and the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the gravy, the green bean casserole, the squash or whatever. And so we need something that's a little bit light, and this is very pretty as well. So once I started using this recipe in my family, it became a family favorite. And now most of my children also include this on their holiday tables as well. Okay, and you can see the consistency. It's nice and thick. It would be too runny if we would have left all that extra juice in. And so the next step is just to keep it in the refrigerator overnight. And it hardens up just a little bit, but not at all like Jell-O. It's still very light and fluffy. And this probably took a grand total of 12 minutes to 15 minutes to do all the prep necessary. And I was interspersing that with other things that I was doing. I spent 5 minutes whipping the cream and then making sure that I had everything pre-measured. So it's quick and it's easy and it is delicious. In case you didn't get all of the ingredients for this recipe, I will include the recipe underneath the video. I hope you enjoy this recipe and enjoy your holidays. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do so. We have some fun things coming up in the spring. We're about to get a snowstorm like most of the country is over this Thanksgiving holiday. So this will be a white Thanksgiving for us, we think. So enjoy, and we will see you next time.